Hi, I'm going to talk to you about how to navigate this Geography 101 Canvas course. Okay, here's what you do first, as you probably already know. Go to sac.edu, you can see Santa Ana College.edu. What's going to show up is this screen. You're going to go over here and click on Canvas. Then you're going to log in using your username and your password. I'm not going to do that right now because I have my own username and my own password. So I'm already going to have been logged in. There I am. I'll get rid of this other thing over here. There we go. So what's going to show up is this, which is known as your dashboard, your Canvas dashboard. You can see that I have a lot of classes. I'm a teacher, so I have a lot of classes. There you go. And we're going to find your class, which is this one right here. So you're going to do the same thing. If you have lots of classes, you're going to have a number of these little tabs. If you only have this one single geography class, and that's the only class you have, this is going to be the only one that shows up. So you are in Geography 101, 98691. Please make sure when you email me in the subject box, you put that there every time. Geography 101, 98691. I have a number of classes. You can see lots of students. It will make it easier for me to navigate what you need to have done or whatever question you have for me. So click on this. On your class, you can see it's going to show up. There we go. This is called the home page. You can see it says home. You can see this is the home page. What's on it? There you go. Physical geography and the environment. There's the number 98691. Probably the smartest thing to do is go right over here where it says start here. Click on start here. It's amazing the way this goes. Please read through all of this. You can see this little video here. I'll click on it. You can see it beginning to happen. There it is. Welcome to physical geography. There you go. That's it. Also, if you look down here, here's the navigation video, which I'm working on right now. It's magic. So make sure you read through all of this. All right. I'm going to go back. Then probably the next place to go wisely would be welcome to physical geography. Yes, it is very similar to the start here, but you may want to read through it just to make sure that you've seen everything. I'm going to click backspace here. The next thing you do is take a look at the syllabus. You can see syllabus is over here on the left-hand side. Click on syllabus. And you're going to see that the syllabus is actually going to open for you in this PDF format. And you can read through the entire syllabus, which you need to do because there is a quiz on the syllabus, DSPS statement, course objectives, attendance. Okay, look at here's the class. It's what it's broken into. There's going to be a video on this also. Now look down here. This is the schedule for the class. And you can see, notice right there, Section 4 exam, which is your final exam, must be completed by 12 noon, 12 p.m. on June 4th. Nothing later than that. You can see here's the rest of it. Okay? Make sure you look at all that. You can see this is suggestions for the successful completion of geography. Make sure you read through this also. There's also a little quiz on this in the first module. There's me. There I am. Here's some information about me, information about how to email me and what is an appropriate way to email and what is not an appropriate way to email, course description, discipline description, required materials, student learning objectives, and so on. Okay, very good. Now let's click over here to home again, and we're going to go to the modules. There's two ways to do that. You can click down here on these red tabs. They will bring you to the modules, or you can click up here, and that will bring you to modules where it says modules. When you want to see your grades, you click on grades. When you want to see the discussions, you click on discussions. When you want to see the quizzes, you click there. Mine looks a little different than yours. Let me show you what yours would look like. This is a student view of exactly the same thing. So you can see that it got rid of some of these tabs over here simply because I'm the instructor, so I have some stuff that you don't have. It's no big deal. Let me get out of that though. Right there, back to normal view for me. Very good. So I'm going to click on modules right here. When I do, again, you're going to see some things that you're not actually going to be able to see. Instructor resources, that's obviously not for you. But course information you will be able to see. And the thing to do is to go through the course information in this module. Now, about 2/3 of this is just built into the course that the school and Canvas put in there. But let's look at the things that I have put on here. Welcome to physical geography. So again, read through this. When you're done reading through that, click over here on the bottom, next. Very good. Then the course syllabus opens up again. We already saw that, so we'll go on to next again. Instructor Contact. This is the ways to contact me. You can see my email address. Obviously, I'm not in my office because of the pandemic. Emailing me, it's the same thing again. Go ahead and go through that. Instructor bio, some more about me again. Communication plan, so information on this. Please make absolutely certain that you read through this. It won't take you long to do this. Course policies, make sure you read these also. Very good. Okay, and then I believe the very next thing is a Canvas tour. So this is built in, teaches you how to go through Canvas. Let's go back to home. Now I'm going to go to Module 1. Okay. All right, clicked on that. You can just go to modules and scroll down. It will bring you to that. You can see this other information up here from Canvas, tutoring services, resources, the library, all of that. So if you take a look at this, let's look at Module 1. I'm going to open Module 1 and Module 2 on April 11th. So those are the first two. Remember, this is an 8-week class. There's 16 modules, so we have to do 2 per week. So there's Module 1 and 2. Yes, there's a lot of stuff in it, okay? I'm not going to pretend like there's not a lot of stuff. This is a science class that transfers to universities. What I want you to notice is this. All of the things that are graded in the modules you're going to see are indented 1 space. You will also see that there are things that are called more about that are indented 2 spaces. So with regard to the more abouts, let's go get this out of the way right now. The more abouts are just somebody else telling you about the same thing that I've already lectured on. So you can see geographic grid, latitude, and longitude. Then it's more about the geographic grid. So you don't have to watch that, but if you want more on it from a different person telling you about it, that's what these are for. So these make up, in some cases, a substantial amount of the modules. It just depends on what the material is. More about the seasons, more about insulation, okay? So now let's go up here, all right? Module 1, Introduction, and then Welcome to Physical Geography and the Environment, and then these graded assignments. So notice, the syllabus quiz that I just mentioned. This is due on April 17th. You can tell how many points are 12. Suggestions for successful completion of geography. You can see that this is also due on April 17th, number of points 4. Did I say April 14th before? Well, I meant 17th, if that's what I said. And then you can see discussion board. The first discussion board is due on April 18th. And you can see there's these 2 video homework assignments that I'll get to in a minute, but you can see they're due on April 23rd. And then those are 17 and 11 points respectively. And then if you come down here in Module 2, you can see there's only 1 graded thing in Module 2, which is that discussion board due on April 25th. And then if you scroll down here, Module 3, there's nothing graded in Module 3. And then Module 4 is your first exam, okay? And then we'll Module 5, excuse me, and onwards we go. So let's take a look at Module 1, and I'm just going to roll through this. Introduction, Module 1. This tells you a little bit about Module 1, a couple of videos, me explaining some things, student learning objectives. Click on Next. This brings you once again to this same thing that I pulled up before, but you can watch that video again if you want to. It tells you about physical geography. Okay, so here's the first graded assignment. I will tell you this about all graded assignments. Make sure you read the instructions in totality before you do anything. Okay, this is for the syllabus quiz. And then you can see next, click there. It'll bring you to the next graded assignment, which is the quiz on suggestions for successful completion of geography. Again, make sure you read everything before you start it. Next again, and we can see the first discussion board. So read through all this material here, then watch this video, and the way you post the discussion board is right there where it says reply. Click in there, type in what you have to say, and then enter, and you will be able to see other people's posts, but you will not be able to see them until you post. The next thing is the textbook versus the professor, which is me. This explains the difference between what I am doing as the teacher and what the textbooks talks about. Make sure you look at that. Okay, then here's the first of these video homework assignments. Again, read everything first. You can see that if you click on the link, it's going to bring you to the video that you need to watch. It's 28 minutes long, and then you take a quiz on it. Okay, very good. Here's the second one of those. Click there on Earth Revealed number 1, Down to Earth, and that will bring you to it. And you can see here's the information on it. Make sure you read that. Then next, okay, this is going to be a very important moment. So section 1, module 1, terms and concepts. So out of this first module, module 1, this is what you need to get out of it. That's what I'm going to write the test on, okay? And look at that stuff. Make sure you know what it is. Where are you going to get it from? You're going to get it from the lectures. So these are my lectures. Introduction to Physical Geography and the Environment, the Earth System. So you're just going to click on that video, watch the video, and you will begin to see that some of that information that is back over here is going to be there from the terms and concepts, okay? And let me go back over to home. Okay, click on Module 2. You can just go to Modules and scroll down. You don't have to click on the button, but you could do it that way if you want. And then you can see the same thing happens in Module 2. Okay, and once again, notice this, Section 1, Module 2, Terms and Concepts. Let's click on that. And you can see these are the terms and concepts that you need to get out of Module 2. It's kind of a lot because it's a big and important module. Click back here, and you can see this is going to happen on every one of them. Module 3, right there. Whoops, just got away from me, sorry. There it is. Section 1, Module 3, Terms and Concepts. So those 3 modules, the terms and concepts, that's what you are going to take the exam on. You get the information out of both the textbook, one of those online textbooks, or if you bought a textbook, and then each one of these lectures that I put on here. Okay, and then as I said, atmospheric layers, if you want more about the Earth's atmospheric layers, you click on More About. There you go. That's the way you run through the class. So you're going to start with modules 1 and 2. Make sure you watch all the videos, take notes on them as if you're in a real class. Make sure you have the term sheet, the concepts and term sheet out, open on a separate sheet or print it or whatever you want to do to make sure that you have it so you're making sure you're gathering in all of that information. All right. Hope this worked for you. Take a look at it, enjoy it. See you in class.